Hi everyone, my name is Renee Long, a communications specialist with the American College of Healthcare Sciences, and joining me today is one of our ACHS graduates, Jeannette Martens. And we are here today at the NANP 2015 Annual Conference and Expo, and Jeannette is actually here on a scholarship from ACHS, and we're very glad to have her with us today. So welcome, Jeannette.
Thanks.
And we're just going to sit down and talk about life after graduation and Jeannette's goals and dreams, and a few study tips for future and current ACHS students. So stay tuned. So our first question is, what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment since you've graduated from a certificate in holistic nutrition consulting program? So what do you feel is your greatest accomplishment since then?
I feel like my greatest accomplishment is the realization that I have found what I'm passionate about, and that I will never have to work a day in my life, knowing that I've found something that can grow with the times and grow with my own personal goals, and continue to help myself and other people in my family and community and around the world.
Wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. Tell me why you chose ACHS for your holistic health education.
I chose ACHS mainly because I felt really good when I called. I had done a lot of research and looked at some other highly recommended nutrition schools, and I just really appreciated the transparency of their curriculum, of their own integrity, and also that they were highly accredited. That meant a lot to me, to go back to school after being out of college for 7 years, to go back to a school that was accredited and a pioneer in distance learning education.
Yeah, absolutely. So what drew you to the NANP conference? What ACHS granted you a scholarship, but what kind of drew you here initially?
I wanted to network and reach out in the greater nutritional professional community, and just see where I could fit in or where I could plug in, be inspired by what is already happening in the nutritional professional community, and just see what opportunities were out there to network with.
Wonderful. Yeah. And what sparked your interest in holistic nutrition to begin with?
I've always loved food, and I've always cooked for people and had a passion for food, and in 2012, my partner and I took a 6-month backpacking trip on the island of Kauai, and got to witness a lot of the degradation to the land and the soil and the water there, as well as the degradation of the people of the island. And there we got to participate in some of the local food activism, and we got to see an event that was headlining Vandana Shiva and Andrew Kimbrell for Center of Food Safety, as well as a Molokai native, Uncle Walter Ritt, who is a food activist. And that really inspired me to really get to the root of what is happening globally to our health, the degradation of our health as humans. And I realized that, you can stand and shake your fist at all the things that are going on in the world, but it's really difficult for people to connect with those greater issues when they themselves are not feeling happy or healthy and living inflamed lives or chronic diseased lives. And that made me realize that I had to educate myself more on a physiological, biological level to connect with people and really explain and educate them for what was really going on in their bodies, and instead of just saying, okay, this food is good, this food is bad, but really giving them something to connect with physically, that they could understand and hopefully make a transition into a healthier lifestyle.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So what have you enjoyed most about your studies at ACHS?
I really enjoyed the coursework. I thought that the books that were chosen and that were written by ACHS were very fine-tuned and written appropriately or chosen appropriately for the course that they were tagged to. And I thought the information was extremely vital and integral to what I learned and the view of holistic living.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. What have you enjoyed so far about the conference?
The diversity, the intellect, the experts that are all here in one building and sharing with each other and growing, and I think it really helps perpetuate the growth of holistic health and nutrition and just a healthier lifestyle by plugging each other in and then being able to go back to our own bioregions and share that information with our communities. And I feel it's exponential to the growth of holistic health in getting all these experts together and sharing valuable information.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It has been a really wonderful experience to see so many experts in one place and hear all the developments that are happening in our industry. So it's really inspiring. If you had one piece of advice for ACHS students currently enrolled, what would that be?
That would be really to utilize the resources that ACHS offers through the virtual library, connecting with your instructor and your other peers, and even the staff at ACHS. Like, just really utilize them as your networking group while you're in class, and don't underestimate the power of the resources that are available at your fingertips.
Absolutely.
And the other piece would be to really create time and space for yourself for your studies. Having the opportunity to do studies at home or on your own time is a great opportunity and experience, but being distracted by being at home or being in a space that you're comfortable with can be extremely distracting. So I had to create time and maybe even leave the house to go and say, this is my time to study, and that allowed me to integrate and absorb the information that I was learning a lot better.
That's wonderful. What advice would you have for students who are just thinking about starting studies or getting more involved in holistic health?
Well, I would say if you have the passion for holistic health and a healthy lifestyle, go for it. You know, if scheduling or just going back to school seems really intimidating, then just start small. I started with the graduate program and am still considering a diploma program or undergraduate program. But just do with what you can, start small, and if it's something that you're passionate about, you're never going to be able to turn a blind eye to that passion and that interest. And so just going for it and choosing a school like ACHS that is very nurturing in the development of personal evolution along with the evolution of the holistic nutrition community.
Wonderful. Yeah. So if you were stranded on an island and you could only grow one thing for medicine or food, what would it be?
It would be coconut, hands down. Staple, tree of life, giver of water, food, healthy saturated fats, shelter, clothing. It would be coconut.
And they can kind of just grow themselves. You don't really need to do a whole lot of tending to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Jeannette. It was so wonderful to catch up with you today. And thank you everyone for watching, and we hope to see you next year at the NANP conference in Long Beach, California.